Hey guys, Hermdo back with you. We got some more conspiracy stuff. I found this conspiracy video on TikTok. Tons of views, tons of likes, tons of comments, thousands and thousands. But yeah, it's a Mandela effect TikTok. We're gonna go through it piece by piece and kind of talk about the various things they mention in here. It's a Mandela effect kind of thing, like I said before. Some interesting stuff. Some of it threw me for a loop. I'm not sure what the hell they're talking about, but let's just get into it. Let's get into it.
In any of these photos, it's safe to say you're getting those memories from your alternate self inside an alternate universe because they never existed here. Do you remember?
Okay, I remember it being Flave, but apparently his name is Flavor Flav. And this show was called Flavor of Love, ran in the 2000s on MTV. But yeah, Flavor Flav, obviously, I was kind of confused at first. I wasn't sure what they were talking about, if they were like referring to him like not existing or something. I thought this meant like Flavor Flav himself doesn't exist, kind of threw me for a loop. But they were pointing this shittily drawn arrow, Flava Flav, but it's Flavor Flav. I could have sworn it was something else, but I remember it being Flava Flav. It kind of throws me, it kind of confuses me for a little bit. But no, it's Flavor Flav. His show is Flavor of Love, all that shit. But yeah, I guess there was another conspiracy where he was allegedly kicked out of Public Enemy. This is about 5 years ago, right around the time of the pandemic. And apparently he was kicked out of Public Enemy, but it was like a publicity stunt. It was like some kind of political message they were trying to send to people. I don't know. But yeah, it's Flavor Flav. I kind of remember Flava Flav. I think it's just being misremembered though. I don't know, but let's get into more of this. Okay, Capricorn, I wasn't sure what this is, but apparently the way the Capricorn is depicted, okay, it's depicted as a goat here. Normally it's a half goat, half fish. I'm a Capricorn. I should be checking my horoscope, but that's what I'm thinking about it. I Googled it, and another search result told me about this movie. There's a movie, and there's an album called The Capricorn Conspiracy from this artist known as Mr. A1. But the Capricorn 1 was a 1970s movie. It came out in 1978. It was about a fake moon landing, and it was like the progenitor, like the origin of all these moon landing conspiracy theories, all the moon landing hoax conspiracy theories that are still popular today, along with like flat earth and like lizard people shit. But apparently this is the way the Capricorn has always been depicted, as a half goat, half fish. But I don't know, it just doesn't really hold up because it's depicting this place elsewhere. But I don't know. This video, I don't know, it's kind of goofy. But yeah, that's what I figure it is. I thought it meant like Capricorns didn't exist, and I'm like, that I wouldn't exist. I was born in January, so I don't know. Now this one, I couldn't figure this out at all. I Googled it, and it said, based on the provided search results, there doesn't appear to be any widely recognized conspiracy theory specifically related to the design or symbolism of the Home Depot logo. The Home Depot logo, also known as the stencil or Big Orange, was designed by Don Watt in 1978. It features the company name in white capital letters at a 45-degree angle, the orange square. So that's what it is. I thought they were talking about like the little registered copyright R down at the bottom right. But yeah, that's just what it looks like. That's just what the sign looks like. I'm not sure. Yeah. SM. Okay. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't understand this one. But I scanned the comments too. There's 7,000 comments. I'm not going to go through every single one of them. But this is some wild stuff. This one guy, what did he see? If they never existed here, why are their photos coming from? Because they're photoshopped, you idiot. Jesus, some people. Okay, A1 steak sauce. I found this forum post from years ago. This guy was kind of explaining it. The original can be traced back to a chef of King George IV in 1824, but it was called A1 steak sauce. or A1 steak sauce. Many people are sure it had the dash and are surprised to find today it's missing. It always has been. Rather than accept faulty memory being to blame, they are calling it a Mandela effect. It was registered as a trademark in 1895, and there have been a few legal tangles since related to the name, including at one point a competitor bringing out an A2 sauce. There was a rebranding of Kraft's famous sauce, but it wasn't the one we're interested in here. In May 2014, Kraft changed it from A1 steak sauce to A1 sauce. Evidence of the A1 mark appears twice in Jeopardy, once in 1997. And it's all the links are broken. I'm not going to click that shit. But yeah, I found something on Reddit. This is the one on the left is the one with the hyphen. The one on the right is the real one, the A.1 dot. I remember there being a hyphen. I'll say that, but apparently it's never existed. It's a false memory or something. I don't know. People are calling it a Mandela thing. This guy in the forum kind of dismisses that, but I don't know. Kind of throws me for a loop. I haven't bought A1 steak sauce in a long time. I don't really pay attention to that stuff. I've heard this conspiracy before. Same thing with like some other signage, other logos, other companies throughout the years. Since the Mandela effect has kind of been a thing, but let's check out the next one. Okay, this one I just found out about today. Great Pyramid of Giza had 4 sides. Now this, apparently, the AI overview tells me, so take it with a grain of salt. While the Great Pyramid of Giza appears to have 4 sides from a ground level perspective, it's actually an 8-sided pyramid. This is due to a subtle concave indentations running down the center of each of its 4 faces, effectively dividing them into 2. Historically, the Great Pyramid was understood to have 4 flat, triangular faces, forming the classic pyramid shape. The discovery of the 1940 British Air Force pilot P. Groves discovered the pyramid actually has 8 sides. It was revealed through aerial observations and showed concave indentations along the center of each phase. Here's some better pictures of it. You can see here, that's weird. So it was discovered in 1940 that it had 8 sides. That's weird. Okay, that kind of throws me for a loop. Some of these kind of leave you scratching your head. Didn't they find some kind of chamber? I want to get into all that. That's a whole nother video. But yeah, apparently it has 8 sides. Here's some more sides to it, like the indentations and whatnot. Here's an old picture of it. Great Pyramid of Giza has more than 4 sides. So that kind of threw me for a loop. Something new I discovered. But yeah, let's get into a little bit more. How many sides do you remember it having? It was always 4. I mean, it looks 4 sides. If you just take a look at it, it looks like it has 4 sides. But apparently the guy discovered it back in 1940 during World War II. Nothing crazy. Okay, this thing, Houdini died during a magic trick. And we all remember Houdini died in 1926. He was in Detroit. And he got punched in the stomach and had a ruptured appendix and wound up passing away from that a few days later. But I found this video about this conspiracy, why so many people think Houdini died in a botched escape. Apparently, people thought he was like trapped in a tank or something that they dunked underground, and the restraints weren't letting go and he drowned under there. But yeah, let's see this. Ooh.
Already sick with what could be deliberate poisoning and the onset of appendicitis.
I want to take a closer look at the next key date on Houdini's stage tour, October 11th, 1926. It's just 20 days before he dies.
Houdini is in Albany, New York, where he has the next in a series of bizarre
Okay, let's read this. James Booth says, I did a report on Houdini in elementary school, and I know that I read that he died in underwater escape trick, something about the hand that built the box, used longer nails to close the box than he was supposed to, and he couldn't escape like he normally did. I remember hearing it. That's a new one on me. I remember him dying after getting punched.
misfortunes.
This time, a disaster involving his most notorious invention.
Ah, Dave, there you are. What is this?
This is a water torture cell. This was invented by Houdini as a really nasty escape. This was a sealed unit. There was no false bottom. It had water in it, maybe up to here. Houdini would be shackled by his ankles into the lid, locked securely. He would then be hoisted high, upside down.
So he's chained, he's lowered into this tank full of water, and then he has to escape.
Absolutely. Curtain draws across, and so the struggle begins. So he would ask the audience to...
Okay, Don Scott says, I heard that he died of pneumonia doing an escape trick in a wintry cold river covered with ice. He couldn't find the opening. He went in and was in cold water for a long time. Didn't drown, but caught pneumonia. I don't know the validity of the story.
See how long
He died 100 years ago, so
gasps from the audience after
it's gonna be murky.
A minute,
Wow.
2, 3 minutes. The audience would be whipped into a frenzy. They'd be demanding that the two stagehands with big axes go and break in, release him. Houdini's going to drown.
For years and years and years, people thought that's how he died, in the water torture cell. But that is a complete myth invented by the movie Houdini in 1953 with Tony Curtis.
The incomparable Houdini, who amazed the world.
Janet Leigh from the film Psycho, Jamie Lee Curtis's mother. Money, Jesus Christ.
With his fantastic exploits.
The director famously created a better death for him. In that movie, he dies in the water torture cell.
Okay, so I guess it was some bullshit from a 50s movie. Interesting stuff, interesting stuff. Let's continue here. Okay, the Richard Simmons headband. Apparently, he never had a headband. While there's a widespread belief that Richard Simmons wore a headband during his workouts, it's a false memory. He's not known to have worn a headband while exercising on television. People may associate him with the headbands due to a general association of aerobics instructors with them, or perhaps from seeing him in other contexts. No photographic evidence. Sweatbands, not headband. He often wears sweatbands on his wrists, which may be confused with the headband. Mandela effect. The misconception is often cited as examples of the Mandela effect, a phenomenon where a large group of people share a false memory. Let me see something. Simpsons. I remember this Richard Simmons robot. It didn't have a headband. I remember this though. That was some funny stuff. Okay, so Richard Simmons never wore a headband. I don't remember him wearing one either. I don't remember that. It was a big 80s thing. A lot of 80s television fitness people, a lot of fitness people back then wore headbands. So I could assume like he was like the fitness guy, the 80s. And it's not a diet, it's a live it, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just apparently he never wore a headband. I can understand why people would associate him with that, but apparently he never did. I wish he kind of had like a little caption describing this stuff. It took me a while to like figure all this stuff out. You just show me a Photoshop photo. I don't know what the hell to take from it. John Deere. Apparently John Deere is spelled with an E at the end, and it always has been. I don't remember it being called anything else. Yeah, that's been John Deere since I was a kid. I knew a kid whose dad had a John Deere tractor. It was always called John Deere, as far as I know. Or he didn't have a tractor, he had a lawnmower. But I knew he had an E at the end. It was always John Deere with an E. I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank on this one, so yeah. Now, Pennywise with the balloon, because in the movie, I haven't watched this in a long time. I guess there's a false memory where he hands Georgie a balloon, but I don't remember that at all. Let me take a look here. Pennywise, balloon, Georgie. In Stephen King's It, Pennywise the dancing clown used a red balloon, lured Georgie Denbrough into a sewer drain. Georgie initially hesitant because his father told not to take things from strangers. Eventually persuaded with Pennywise friendly demeanor, promises balloons ride. Was it in the movie though? No, it was the boat. It was the little boat. I'm trying to remember the book. I read the book a couple times, but No, it might have been a balloon in the movie. Was the balloon not in the movie? Was it in the book? I don't remember. This is kind of throwing me for a loop here. Huh. Interesting. But let's continue. The movie freaked me out. I watched that when I was little. Now, Different Strokes. It's actually pronounced Different Strokes. With the E is gone and there's an apostrophe in there. That's the way it's been spelled. I don't think it's ever been called anything else. Show Different Strokes. Now, Different Strokes. I remember it being Different Strokes. So, another post about misspelling. This is from 9 years ago. This is like, I found a bunch of old Reddit posts because, like, I don't know if people on YouTube are talking about this. I mean, I don't feel that I don't have the time to sit through a bunch of videos about this kind of stuff, but I'm trying to look this stuff up. There's not a lot of information about a lot of these. I remember it being Different Strokes. I never watched the show. Wasn't really a Gary Coleman fan, but this kind of interesting. Different Strokes. I remember it being Different Strokes. So. Now, Dr. Doolittle with the 1-0, the Eddie Murphy movie. Now, it was Dr. Doolittle. Yeah, this came out in 98 with the 1-0, not 2 O's. 1-0. I'm trying to remember. Was it 1-0 or 2 O's? I haven't seen this movie since I was a little kid. I can't remember. They made another sequel to that? Holy shit. Kyla Pratt, Dr. Doolittle 3. Yeah, he talked to animals. It was a funny movie. Came out, back in the day. Made a sequel to it. Then Robert Downey Jr. was in a movie, like, I guess based in, like, the 1800s or something. I don't know anything about this shit, so you got to throw me for a loop. I don't remember if there was... I honestly don't remember. I only saw this movie, like, once or twice, way back when I was, like, 12, 13 years old. But, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so that's the end of that. Let me know what you think about this stuff. Some of this kind of confused me a little bit. I wasn't sure, but I guess people really do believe in this stuff. But I don't know, some of the stuff, the John Deere thing, that didn't get me. The Pennywise balloon thing, I could have sworn it was a boat. Or was that in the new movie that came out in 2017? I don't know. How do you guys remember this stuff? Leave me some comments down below, and I'll take a look at them. And like, comment, subscribe, visit my Cash App. If you want to give me some money, I'd appreciate it. But that's all I got for today. Let me know your favorite conspiracies down in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys later.